1988, a 17-year-old Japanese girl was kidnapped, tortured and raped more than 500 times. This is the story of Junko Furuta. Today, when you think of Japan, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Anime, video games, Japanese cuisine. Japan today, it has become a true mecca of pop culture, but it was not always like this. It has its very dark past. This story begins in 1998 Japan. Junko Furuta was a 17-year-old girl who studied at Yashia Minami High School. She was very famous in her school circle and everyone's opinion about her was positive. They described her as an age-friendly, pretty and kind girl. Along with performing well in school, Junko also worked a part-time job to attend college after high school graduation. Junko was very famous among the boys of that school because of her looks and intelligence, and one of them was Hiroshi Miyano. Unlike Junko, Hiroshi was a bully. He had links with the Yakuza gang, and despite being in school, he was involved in various crimes. Hiroshi was very fond of Junko. He even proposed to Junko, thinking that she would not refuse him because she had links with Yakuza gangs, and by making Junko his girlfriend, he established himself as the big man of the school. But to his atonic, he politely refused. Hiroshi couldn't bear the rejection and he became so furious that he decided to take revenge on Junko. November 25, 1988, Junko Furuta was coming home from her part-time job when she was informed by Hiroshi's orders. Her friend Shinji Minato kicked Junko off the bike and ran away from there, and then, according to the plan, Hiroshi ran to help Junko. He picked her up from the ground and also offered to walk her home, which she accepted, but sadly, she never reached home. Instead of taking her home, Hiroshi took her to an abandoned warehouse where he threatened her that if she made even the slightest noise, he would kill her and her family. And obviously, Hiroshi's Yakuza. Jang became very scared because he had links with gangs, and then he called his friends Shinji Mina, Joe Ogura, and Yasushi Watanabe, who together took him to Shinji's parents' house, which later became his main hideout. 2 days after the kidnapping, Junko's family filed a missing person report, and as soon as they got wind of the report, Hiroshi and his friends forced Junko to call home and forced her to say that she ran away of her own free will. Yes, she is safe and with her friends. So now, after removing Junko's parents and the police from the way, they did something to Junko which is beyond all monstrosity. Shinji, at whose house he had kept Junko, he told his parents that he told that Junko was his girlfriend, but he knew that it was not so, but he still remained silent due to the fear of Yakuza. And after that, Hiroshi and his friends tortured Junko for 44 days. So different boys tortured her with 500 rupees. Raped her more times, and when they were not satisfied with it, then those heartless boys beat her very badly and hanged her upside down and used her like a punching bag. And this torture did not end here. They used scissors, bottles, rods and exploding hot. They inserted iron bulbs in her genitals and crossed all limits of torture with that poor 17-year-old girl. They did not even think twice before cutting off her breasts. They also burned her genitals and other body parts with a lighter. And not only this, they had crushed her abdomen by dropping heavy dumbbells, and she was made to drink urine and eat cockroaches. They had tortured her so badly that she was no longer able to even stand on her feet. She was forced to go to the washroom. One had to crawl even to go. You imagine that Sarah's entire torture lasted for 44 days, and on January 4, 1989, they poured lighter fluid on Junko's entire body and burnt her, and this final torture also lasted for 2 hours, and at the end of that day she died. Even after Junko died, he had no remorse for his action. It's like they weren't even human. He wrapped Junko's body in a blanket and put it in an empty drum. Inside the drum, he filled it with concrete. And they got rid of it, and this is how these 44 days of torture ended with Junko's life. January 23, 1989, Hiroshi and Joe Ogura were arrested by the police in the case of rape of a 19-year-old girl, which they did in December. At the same time when Junko was with them as a captive, in the midst of the interrogation of that rape case, the police started questioning them about another murder case, and Hiroshi and Joe told the police everything about Junko incorrectly. Thinking that the police was talking about Junko only, but there was nothing like that. The police was interrogating him about some other murder case which had happened just a few days before Junko, but out of fear, he told the police everything had given and now we come to his hearing in the court. He pleaded guilty, but in everyone's opinion that day the justice system failed Junko, every family and society, because of being considered minors. Hiroshi got only 17 years in jail, which was later increased to 20 years. That's why Mina got 9 years in jail. Shinji's family members knew everything about what was going on in their house for 44 days. They did not inform the police, yet they filed a complaint against them. No legal action was taken. There should have been time imprisonment, but all four were minors, so there was no change in their jail time. Junko Furuta's parents filed a civil suit against the parents of those four boys and they also won. Junko's funeral was held on 2nd of April 1989. It was an emotional sight attended by many people, and one of Junko's school friends even wrote a heartfelt memorial to her. At the graduation, the school principal gave Junko's diploma to her parents. Junko's case is one of the most brutal torture case this world has ever seen, and even today people pay their respects to every video. Thank you so much for watching till end. It took a lot of time and effort to make this video, so I would really appreciate if you like this channel. Please support me by subscribing so that I can keep bringing more such videos for you in future. Thank you so much, and I will meet you in the next video with such a story.